Welcome back to Jenna doing things. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to Jenna doing things. I am back and ready for our weekly recaps, and this time we are recapping the Real Housewives of Cape Town. Thank you so much for joining me today. But before we get into the recap for today, go and click that subscribe button right now to stay up to date with all of Jenna doing things. Hey guys, welcome back to Jenna Doing Things. I'm so glad to be back on a weekly schedule and having a weekly episode for us to recap. I've been waiting for a new reality show to be obsessed with, and from this week on, we are recapping The Real Housewives of Cape Town. Before we get into it, I did get some feedback about you guys asking for me to use a mic. I have ordered one that I'm waiting for, but I am using one temporarily. So let me know what you think of the audio. Is it better? Now, I will say I did not want to research any of the girls before watching the show or watching the first episode, because I feel like I see these reality TV show characters as that, like as characters. If I organically become interested in you, I will follow you online or whatever, keep up with you afterwards. But the only housewife I knew about before watching the show was Rush Tush. I love her recipes. I know her from social media, but that's all I know. So I'm kind of interested to see how I will get to know more about her and see her life really on the show. But I didn't know anyone else, so I'm really excited to get into getting to know the housewives. So those of you who have been like with me for a while doing Love Island debriefs, recapping the Kardashians, you know I'm talking about the technical stuff too. So what I'm loving from just the intro of the first episode is it's giving good quality, it's giving good editing. I love that the girls are speaking in their home languages and that we have subtitles just to give that South African feel. One thing that I was really looking forward to seeing or hearing, and it is very important with the Housewives franchise, is your own personal housewife slogan. I love a good one-liner, so let's see what the girls have to say.
But like a good winemaker, I know exactly how to crush my sour grapes.
I'm known to many, but most just think they know me. Only a privileged few can sit with me. I'm a diamond in the rough, and like a diamond, I can cut through the BS. I make them 10. I make them talk. They can never ignore me.
I make them what?
Mrs. Leo.
In a room filled with millions of people, the bafuna one by one. My silence is never stupidity, it's a broomstone.
I was queen of the hive before Beyonce sang her first note, getting my formation.
Okay, Camilla. Grapes. I don't know if I love it. Okay, I don't know if I love the grapes, but I get it. Like, it's Cape Town, you know, winelands, I get it. But let me see this intro walk again. But this girl for adding Beyonce, man, like Camilla. They're not aligned. You can tell that they did their promos separately, but I love it when the housewives walk in together. So from 2 minutes until the girls all meet up, we are introduced to the housewives separately. We get to know them. They tell us a little bit about themselves, and they all show us a part of their family life. The first housewife we meet is Camilla, and I think she's the oldest of the bunch. It's not weird for me as a housewife franchise fan, because that is the age of you. I don't know how old she is, but she's obviously the oldest one here. But if you judge her like a book by its cover, then you would think like, what is she doing here? But she is actually giving what she's supposed to give as a housewife. She's very comfortable in front of the camera, and she's spicy. I love it. She's eccentric. We meet her husband and her daughter and son. So her introducing us to the family is we see them packing for a trip. They're on their way, I don't know where. The husband is a botanist, or she would like to call him a botanist, because she says he loves her behind. And they mark their clothes like where they bought it in the world, which is, I don't know, rich people vibes. We meet her daughter, who is a little bit of an outsider, and her son, who is apparently in her mind switched at birth because he is such a perfectionist and so different from the family. The most organized person in the house apparently. And I love just like how open and real she is. You can see she's not only comfortable in front of the camera, but like it's normal, it's natural. She has a beautiful home. She is clearly very wealthy. It's just giving, I'm rich, I have old money, I don't need this fucking show, but here you are, experience me. The first issue I have over here as we meet the next housewife, Miss Leo, is why is it Miss Leo? Like, what's your name? Like, why can't you say what your name is? Like, must everyone I call you Miss Leo? No, man.
I'm Loveline. I've been a counter, well known as Mrs. Leo. I'm a small town girl.
Loveline, okay.
I'm a mom, a wife, a socialite, a blogger, influencer. My favorite title is Mommy. Apart from him being a husband to me, he's a friend and also a business partner. You can call us the Bonnie and Clyde of Cape Town.
There's a lot of Beyonce references in this episode.
When you see my husband, you must see me. When you see me, you must see my husband. I mean, who is Mrs. Leo without Mr. Leo? I won't lie to you, marriage is not a bed of roses. There's nothing I haven't seen. My husband is Nigerian.
I love that people say this, our relationship is not a bed of roses. There's nothing I haven't seen. I wonder if the housewives know that this show is meant to expose you. Like, it's gonna expose everything. So I wonder how open they'll really be if that's the kind of lines they are enticing us with. But what I'm seeing is fabulousness so far, and I can't judge any of it. There's nothing I can criticize so far besides, yes, so another Beyonce and Jay-Z reference. Like, is everyone now Beyonce in this season? In Loveline's introduction, family introduction, we only get to meet 3 of the 4 kids. I mean, maybe I missed it, but like in the scene where she wakes up the 2 girls with the son, the other daughter isn't there, but I think that's her taking pictures of the other daughter in the scene. I don't know. But and we also don't meet the husband / dad. I think he hosts club nights or whatever, and he gets home late, so he was still in bed. I love the scenes from the 2 oldest daughters. Loveline does talk about, you know, how different it is mothering her albino daughter and the struggles that she goes through, and also just the character that her eldest daughter is the superstar of the family. She has this like an accent, and she's like, she's gonna do a get ready with me or like a day in my life vlog. Like, I just love it. I feel like the kids have like an attitude, and they're also gonna be giving us something to watch this season. Then we meet the fabulous Tato, who is originally from Lesotho but has been living in Stellenbosch or in Cape Town for the last 20 years, and she is a winemaker. I don't know if she's a winemaker or owns a wine brand called Tato, do you know what I mean? Like, winemaking and having a, yeah, anyway. I know I'm being shady when I'm saying like, are you a winemaker or you're not a winemaker? But I will say whether she is or not, it's very on brand for a housewife. We have so many housewives who have other people that really just do the work. They have the money and slap their name on it, and it's their business, right? Outsource the actual expertise. That's very housewife to me. She says she's not the type to be married, but she's been in a long-term relationship with her baby daddy, and they have a son of 13. There are 2 other boys in the car, so it's not clear if it's her sons or not, because she high-fives the one and she only talks about having a 13-year-old, but I don't know if that means that's like her oldest son or their oldest son together, but she said she doesn't want to be married, but like she feels like she can have a ring. She's a lot of energy, but my favorite thing about her is that, like, obviously English is not her first language, but she has these sayings that she says, but she says like one word wrong, and I think it's so endearing. Like, it's so funny. It makes me cackle because you know exactly what she wants to say, but there's just like one word that she says incorrectly. She says, "You don't get any real than this. You know, I'm papow, papow. It means I'm a straight shooter." And then she says, "That's me on a nutshell." Oh my gosh, I love her already. In the little family scene, we see her take her eldest son to the President Hotel for the morning, and while he does breaststrokes in the pool, and criticizes her parenting and excessive drinking, she is sipping on some champagne. And I don't want to be rude, but I don't like her wig here. Like, if you have money, like, I want to see it. And like her shoes that are being like zoomed in on are dirty, man. No, Then we meet Ruxi, who from the beginning is just like, I don't mess with people, so don't mess with me. Like, I don't take any crap from people, and I just love it. She's like a no-nonsense kind of girl, and she is already bringing in the drama in her short little introduction. She has 4 kids, one who is going to the bush, or like going through his initiation. So we meet some of her family members, and they talk about, you know, the traditional wear that he's gonna wear. And what I love about her is she's just naturally funny, because she tries to explain how, like, she's not a relationship kind of girl, but she's not into relationships and she's not in a relationship, but she's in when she wants to be, and the edit just makes it so funny. But towards the end of her introduction scene, that drama gets introduced, and Miss Leo, another housewife, calls her over and invites her for a get together at Cabo that we'll see at the end of the episode. But immediately there's some tension between them. We then get introduced to the next housewife, Bev, by Tato. They are seemingly the black and white Barbie of Cape Town, and they meet up at Tammy Taylor Nails, getting diamonds being put into their nails. And this just seems very curated. Like, obviously the housewives get set up like it's, you know, curated for them to spend time together where maybe they wouldn't naturally. But these two who are friends get their nails done together. But like, I don't know, Tato just seems very like acting for the cameras here. I don't know if I was the only one who felt that. So Beverly is the hot mom from Belito, and she's Cape Town's best kept secrets. I don't know. Like, I don't know why we are getting like a soft porn montage of her in lingerie. Like, this is the real housewives. I need you to be clothed. Beverly says she wishes that the Cape Town woman would stop reducing her to someone who's going to snatch their men just because she's like hot. But maybe it's just because, you know, she has a Ferrari. She's into Italian cars, so maybe Italian men. She's looking for something that she's never had before. I love her fashion sense. Like, she's very fashionista. She says her and her daughter often get asked if they are sisters. But, you know, there's a scene of them walking in Canal Walk, and no, this is the waterfront, yes, V&A waterfront with her daughter, and she's like, Mommy, can I have the store? Mommy, can you buy me something? And mommy, and she's like, it's about time you buy your own stuff. And I was gonna buy your store, and then you left me because ek weet nie wat met die Burke and whatever. So after they get candles and scents and whatever else, they also stop by the plastic surgeon's office, her dentist. But we're not getting any dental work done today, as fillers and injections, and she's just putting in the work to, you know, keep this youthful look. And I just want to say that aging is okay, people, and we cannot compare ourselves to people like this who have money to, you know, do whatever they need to do. But I love the honesty, I love the openness that she's being herself from episode 1, and this is what I do, this is why I look this good, I invest in my body, and I'm not gatekeeping, I'm showing everyone where I go and who is responsible for these lips, honey. I mean, the doctor even, he's gorgeous. Here comes my girl, Rishta!
My name is Rishta, also fondly known as Rishtush, because I'm Rush with the tush. I do have lots of different businesses, all digital, so I'm in the digital realm. You won't train with me in real life, but you'll train with me via my fitness app.
I have friends that do.
I'm just dropping in to let you know we are opening up applications for glow getters. My Instagram is a high follower account. It's verified. I only follow 2 other people. Those accounts are both myself and myself.
Liquor Joy.
I probably would not.
We have a similar ring. Obviously, her diamond is like, look at us.
So the hubby, he's tall, dark, and handsome, but he's quite academic. He's very intelligent. We were in Santorini, and then he went down on one knee, and he asked me if I would marry him. And then I said no. Let's just say that the flight back was very awkward.
Hi, Rishta.
You know, man of class. He said he's not waiting around for me.
I love that she's allowing this footage of her pre-lips because she looks so different but so gorgeous, and I love the blondie.
I want daddy. He does the...
I wondered how they would film her segment of meeting the family, because if you follow Rushta on Instagram, you will see that she never shows the kids' faces, and she does it very tastefully. And I love the way that they are including and showing the kids here without revealing their identities.
Middle of the night, he allows me to sleep in. Whoa! He's a great dad. I'm bed, I'm lazy, I'm tired, I'm complaining, and I want my coffee. And then my hubby brings it to me and serve me in bed.
Yes, Princess the Queen. I love it. It's not very weird for me to see. This is basically just like an overflow of how she shares her life and her work on Instagram too, which is primarily where I consume her content. So this is very authentic for me to see.
Tato and I are going to the Grand Pavilion. It is the latest and the place to go in Cape Town. It's
Oh, wow.
a great location. The vibe is...
Oh, how old is this woman? She really is fashionable, but is she dressing appropriately? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I don't want to judge people, but like,
My girl is
a lot.
She always brings it.
She does bring it. Okay, wait. Did she just say she's a grandmother? There is no way in hell that my grandmother is gonna be walking around here with a khatshorchi and a fucking crop top. No, I know this. She's got the body and she's freak mooi, but like, is it necessary? So this little scene here between Tato and Beverly is supposed to be like this endearing story where there is supposed to be an endearing chat happening between the two, because Beverly is sharing here about, wanting to turn over a new leaf. No one was prepared for her to go through a divorce, and she's had to start over, and she is getting back to her old self and loving herself again, which is really like endearing story. I think Tato's just like, she says to Tato like, thank you for being here, and she's like, yes, I'm your right to die. Like, we know what she means, but I love that she says it wrong, and it just makes this scene like not as endearing. It just makes it funny to me, but it's so cute. I love their friendship. We then have the scene with Miss Leo, who I don't know if she's the head wife. Like, every franchise has their own like main wife, and I'm wondering if it is her because she's also at the middle of the like line of woman, but she goes to a friend's business to get an IV drip. She says she's trying, she needs something just to revitalize and get her energy back, but she invites the friend. There's always a friend to one of the housewives who doesn't have her own grapes, but she's a friend on the Housewives franchise, so she is invited to Cabo for the meetup, but she also wants to bring someone. Like, there's too many people involved there. Next up, we have the girls finally all coming together for the first time in this episode, finally meeting the rest of the cast. They only know that they have been selected to be one of the Real Housewives of Cape Town, but each one of them pull up and has responded to Miss Leo's invite to join her at Cabo for cocktail hour. Beverly arrives in her Ferrari and a matrikel dress. Ek weet nie waar, toe gaat sy nie in a full sequin gown with a silhouette, like, where you going? So as they enter through the doors, they first have to get a mask, like a Batman kind of a mask, I think, with an elastic on, and I agree with Beverly here. Like, that's tacky. It should have been like a mask where you can cover like maybe half of your face or the full face, but like, girls are wearing makeup, they are getting full glam. Like, you do not want to be wearing a mask that's attached to your face, attached to your hair, messing up your hair and your makeup. Like, no.
I did mention on the invitation that it's a cocktail club. I didn't say look like a club host. Hi, how are you? I'm appreciate amazing. I feel like your dress. Oh my goodness, the dress in her stocking. And she calls it a dress.
There's a lot of talk about this stocking dress, eh? Rushta is the second to arrive, and she, just the response of the other girls are like so nice. But I don't think that everyone understood the same dress code because everyone looked so completely different. And I love that Miss Leo is like, I love your dress, but in the video diaries she's like, I didn't tell you to look like you were hosting a club in a stocking. And there's so much talk about this stocking dress, and I just love how everyone's so nar, because obviously she looks hot as fuck, but they just feel like she's inappropriately dressed. And not only is Beverly being shady about what Rooster is wearing, she's also like being shady about your car. Like, do you belong to the Ferrari club? And it's just like, no, I'm in the mom car. And she's like, oh. So so she doesn't own her Ferrari. But I own my Ferrari. Like, are you big? Who cares? Her friend, the doctor who was doing IVs, she arrives and she is dressed head to toe in David Klein. There's like name brands everywhere. And Loveline is very, very welcoming with her. And then Crazy Camille arrives in her Rolls Royce and she is dressed in black wedges. I'm just like, where are you going? Like, she looks like your typical Afrikaans teacher with the leggings as a pants, wedge heels, and like a long draping top with like it looks embroidered, lacy, with a Moorse black hat. Like, that's why I say everyone had their own little interpretation of whatever the dress code was. Cocktail glam. Nezuki steps in. She is matching her car in her lady in red dress, and the walk in to her greeting Loveline is the most awkward entrance ever. When Tato arrives, she looks like she's dressed in exactly the outfit she was wearing in the previous scene with Beverly, like a frill chiffon moment pink dress. And I kind of had to scroll back to see if she's wearing the same dress. Like, is the continuity messed up here? But it seems like she's just wearing another dress with more length at the back. But she still looks the same to me in that ugly ass wig. I'm sorry, I hate it. When Tato arrives, she arrives with all of her energy. So everyone's being like, she's fierce. I love it. But what I don't like about Loveline is she keeps in her video diary saying, like, making bad comments about the girls, but in their face she's like, oh, you're fabulous. Oh, I love what you're wearing. Like, don't be fake. That's my only thing. Don't be fake. Just be like, hi. You don't have to lie and then later on you want to be like, she's overly confident. What is that even? So once all the housewives are there, they go outside to do like an introductory like icebreaker, which is maybe the most long draggy icebreaker ever, because now it's masks and it's choose a shot and it's reveal yourself and say who you are. Like, it's just a lot, and I felt like there could have been nicer ways to introduce the girls to each other, but whatever, they take off a mask and they choose between a tequila, champagne or coffee shot. When we get to the last queen to introduce herself, Ruxie, everyone can start feeling the tension. Miss Leo asks, are you a coffee queen, a tequila queen or a bubbly queen? And she says, I'm not even, but I will take the tequila. And everyone's just like, something's going on here. We move over to them having drinks and eating and ordering food, and they're all at a table. And what gets me is there's like a whole nother group of people there. Why? Who are you? And what do you have to do with the Real Housewives of Cape Town? This was supposed to be an event just for the housewives. Maybe one friend, a housewife friend, but another table of people, I'm not here for it. The girls are getting drunk, and this is obviously the best time to start the drama. Ruxie says when she walked in, Loveline told her, you're a liar. And she says, you know what? Now that Miss Leo is drunk, this is the best time to confront her. So I am going to walk on over and say, girl, cash me outside. How about that? So Miss Leo meets her and she says, wow, this must be very serious, eh? And then Ruxie says, no, it is, because we need to squash the beef right here. You sent me a message last Saturday. You called me disrespectful and a crook, but then you deleted that part. She says, I want you to understand this. And Miss Leo, who's drunk, she's like, where's the glass? She's like, talk, Chobby, talk. And I'm just loving it because I can see she's so drunk, but she's just like, ready for anything. Yes, say what you want to say. All in all, it just seems like Miss Leo and Ruxie, who are friends, had spoken about whether they were going to be on the show or not. And when Miss Leo had originally asked Ruxie, she wasn't going to be part of the show, but then when she joined, couldn't come clean about it because she had to sign an NDA. Meanwhile, on the inside of the restaurant, Camilla is calling out people for their traumatic past and having, psychics, she says, slightly psychic abilities. And in true Tato, trying to steal the fashion and try to put up an act, I feel, for the cameras, like really wanting to make the moment about her. And she's like, why only her? What about me? And Camilla says, who said I didn't? Camilla says she's vulnerable and she's using her fabulousness to hide her vulnerability. And she says, are you psychic or a sangoma? I love that though. I don't care what you say. She's good TV. Even if she's acting, even if she's fake, even if she has a bad wig, I love it. It's good TV. Outside, Loveline is upset and hurt that Ruxie didn't tell her that she was going to be part of the show, and she felt like she was deceived because she didn't tell her the truth. And like, that just shows you, Ruxie, where you place me on like your hierarchy of friendship. And she's like, girl, you weren't going to keep it quiet. My own sisters didn't even know. You were not going to keep it to yourself, and that means I broke my NDA. Like, it was just not going to happen. I feel like this is being blown out of proportion, and I feel like maybe production knew that they were friends and they just needed something to start drama on the first episode, because I feel like this is not such a big deal. Even though it's not a big deal, Camilla is say luister af, and she's just like, guys, they are going for each other here outside, and the whole crew pulls up to surround these two women talking about something so fucking stupid. Tatu grabs her wine. She says, I'm not missing the tea for anything, so I'm taking my glass and I'm going to sit outside and I'm going to watch the drama. And like I said, I don't know if it's for the cameras, but like, she wants to involve herself in all the scene, drama, conversation of the episode. Like, clearly, like, there are some housewives who are holding back a little bit. Like, I haven't heard Rushta talk really. Like, she's just sitting and observing, whereas Tatu is doing the exact opposite. But anyway, it's good TV, like I said. And Miss Leo is going off about loyalty, saying you've been to my house and blah 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 blah. And Ruxie says, every time I've been to your house, you are drunk. And I'm like, this is why I asked, do the housewives know that like the show is gonna expose you? Tatu is really getting into it, and even in her video diary, she's like, these bitches are being shady and messy, and I thought I was the only one being messy. And then we switch back to Miss Leo saying, stay there with your fake girls. And I'm so glad someone else did it, because like I said, I hate the wig. Really, this fight is so stupid, and you can see that Miss Leo is drunk. So she's talking about a bunch of cucks, something about lend your jet, and I don't know what. Like, I just feel like this is a stupid fight. And I'm definitely Rushta, who comes up and she's like, why are you guys all sitting here outside without us? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm so that girl. I'm in my own world, and then I realized, oh wow, there's a lot going on here. Eventually, it just ends with Loveline saying, you know, are we good? And Ruxie says, I'm good if you're good, and everybody is seemingly good. They end off the evening on the inside with Rushta being the housewife to thank everyone at the table, and also inviting the girls to a little event of hers, which we will see in the next episode. In the next episode, we can look forward to Tatu being the main attraction. This episode, she was dying for the attention, and it seems like next episode, she's getting it. We are not only attending Rushtusha's event, but the focus will all be on Tatu. And that's it for today on the Real Housewives of Cape Town recap for episode 1. Please join the conversation down below in the comments. I want to know what you thought about the first episode. Who's your favorite housewife? What are you most looking forward to this season? I wish they would have given us a little sneak peek of the season and not just the next episode. But let me know what your thoughts were down below in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and click that subscribe button now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.